Dominic Singh at the Whirlybugger Fly Shop. Today I'm going to show you how to tie a yak stone using a hackle rope technique. Now there's a few big benefits to using this technique. First off, the stem of the hackle isn't exposed anywhere on the fly. It's completely interlocked with the body and the thread material. And second, the hackle isn't spiraling in one direction, so the barbs on this pattern are actually interlocking, and that creates an incredible amount of stability on the surface of the water, having the barbs crisscrossing each other as opposed to spiraling in one direction. This technique was first taught to me by Dr. Harley Reno and Norm Norlander of the Nor-Vise team. Both were incredible mentors to me and really revolutionized the way you tie with rotary vices. Alright, to start I'm using a Gamakatsu S10B in a size 6, and the thread I'm using is a 140 denier by UTC. Now before you start tying, you want to make sure that your hook shank is completely level with the rotation of the vise. So you see when I spin that, it's completely level. So I'm going to start the thread, and I'm going to speed through the first part of this fly. If you'd like more detailed instruction, I'd watch Steve's video on this. He's our owner and the creator of this pattern. He'll go into a bit more detail on the steps of this fly. So for now, I'm just going to create the tails. Dubbing ball to splay them out first. Alright, so once you have the tails splayed out like that, I'm going to advance the thread up to wherever you want the wing to come out of this fly. So I'm kind of imagining the body ending about here and the wing coming out. So that's probably a little over half the shank of the hook there. And I'm going to select a nice long saddle hackle. So for the body on this one, I'm using this furnace brown. I'm going to strip the stem on it just a bit there so it ties in level here. Rotate it in. And now for the body on this, I'm going to use some blue crystal flash. Couple wraps to tie that in, and I'm going to level down the ends there just to keep a smooth abdomen. Right, now at this point I'm going to pull the thread up onto a post and take the hackle and flash and just kind of get started on the thread away from the shank there and start rotating that vise while holding the hackle and the flash downward. We'll end up building a really nice looking hackle rope. So now I've got the entire hackle on there. I'm just going to take the extra flash, kind of wind that onto the thread. Now you have a complete rope of saddle, hackle, and flash. Super durable, because it's completely locked in, and the barbs will splay out on every side there. So now I'm rotating this back. I'm going to double it up as well. Coming up to the front, like so. Now I'm going to catch the shank with the thread again here and tie off the rope. Now with these hackle ropes also, if you make them long enough, you can trim these off, super glue the tip, and then you keep extra hackle ropes handy. So you can get multiple flies out of one saddle. Alright, so now I'm going to tie in a quick wing. Just like so. Just going to taper that down a bit so I can tie the legs in. And now the 2 round rubber legs. All right. At this point, I'm going to advance the thread up to the eye. And it also helps to have a small piece of wire handy for this, just to keep the material out of the way. I'm going to keep the legs and the wing back here with a couple wraps of wire. And now I'm going to use a grizzly hackle for the front. Let's see. Like this, strip the stem a bit. Tie that in, and I like to keep a little bit of that stripped stem out just so that the barbs aren't crowding the eye. Just like that. I'm going to throw a 1/2 inch in there for good measure. And now bring your hackle back, pin it under that wire really quick, and lay the thread up to the top. So now I'm going to take a little bit of Antron dubbing, just a super sparse amount here. Start rotating that taut thread. That dubbing should catch pretty well there. Spin that up. I'm going for a taper here, so I'm going to keep it thin here, kind of larger in the middle, and then thin again since I'm doubling this. That's plenty. So now you can pull your hackle. And same technique here. Nice hackle rope. And you're free to wrap this back to the wing. Pull that wire off now. A couple wraps in between the legs and the wing. Splay them out a bit. And catch the shank with your thread again. Tie down the rest of that rope. So that is the finished yak stone. This is a bulletproof fly, floats forever. And that technique can be applied to any dry fly you can think of with Hackle. Thanks for watching, and I hope that you get to try this technique.